All right, everyone. We are here to bring you exciting news of another victory on the Second Amendment front in Pennsylvania. My name's Stephen LaSpina. I'm here on the board of directors with Firearms Owners Against Crime, joined tonight with President Jim Stoker. So, Jim, thanks so much for jumping on with me to talk about this exciting victory.
Absolutely. Appreciate you taking the time to go over it.
Absolutely. So, we put out a press release, and we'll definitely refer you to that for all the details. But, Jim, summarize how important this case was. Uh, we basically had to legally take the city of Copley to court over an illegal ordinance that violated the preemption statute in Pennsylvania. So that's a lot of mumbo jumbo in words. Break that down for the viewers. What does that mean when a local municipality violates preemption?
Yeah, so we have a lot of that right in Pennsylvania. You have all these municipalities all across the Commonwealth. Anytime a municipality, the county, or the city, anytime that they pass a gun-related ordinance, anytime they try to restrict firearms ownership, transportation, discharge, you name it, they're in violation of Section 6120 of the Pennsylvania Crimes Code, which is our preemption law. That law doesn't have a whole lot of teeth, but it holds water whenever we take it to court. So we have to deal with this a lot. I actually have a list of about 165 municipal governments that are in violation of that state statute. So this was a case where a resident reached out to us and said, "Hey, I live in Coplay Borough and I'm up in that area, and I would like to, there are some areas in the borough that you could hunt in, but they have a restriction. They have an ordinance that prohibits the discharge of firearms for anything other than a justified self-defense purpose." So we took that case up. I think they were surprised that there was actually territory. It's kind of a small borough. I think they were surprised that there was space in the borough that you could hunt in safely within the state statutes. But they didn't want to repeal the ordinance. They didn't want to let it go. They decided to fight it. So gladly here to announce with you that we won that case in Lehigh County Court. So it's a good thing for us. Anytime you can reinforce that preemption statute, it's always a positive.
Yeah. And we always have a sort of a process that we go through with this, right? We start off with trying to educate the folks that have passed the ordinance and let them know that, hey, this is statute and you're in violation of state law with this, and we want to educate you on that so you have the opportunity to undo this kind of an ordinance. But when they're not willing, obviously that's when we go further in our process pursuing legal means, and regrettably that's what had to happen here, but with a good outcome for the people in Copley and really across the state. Because every time we win one of these cases, Jim, I think it's important for people to understand this. It continues to set precedent in our favor across the Commonwealth. And it racks up the victories for us as an organization. Not that that's everything we're looking for, but our victory is the victory for the citizen who's trying to, live freely and exercise their rights under the state constitution.
Yeah, one of these days I'll have to dig through the records of Kim Stolfer, the president prior to me, and look up exactly how many victories we have on this issue. It's maybe we get a score sheet going, but yeah, we're
Yeah.
we're at about 100% win rate. I mean, we haven't lost anything on it. Obviously, we have great counsel. We use Prince Law, Josh Prince, and in this case, his associate Dillon Harris was our attorney of record, and Dillon did a great job arguing this case in court. And like you said, there is a process. I mean, we send them a 7-page letter. I think I sent in this case, giving them case law, explaining to them, the precedents and the cases that we've already won, and half those cases have our name directly on them. It's not like it's a surprise to these boroughs. Their solicitors, I don't know what their solicitors are thinking. I hate to make the allegation, I guess, but sometimes I think they're just getting a payday out of it because the case law is pretty clear. The Supreme Court here in Pennsylvania has ultimately said it is field preempted, and it's not something that anybody can touch except the General Assembly. And again, that ruling was brought up in the court's decision in Copley. And
Yeah.
we send them a letter. We explain it all to them. I give them numerous examples of cases. We've questioned sometimes maybe they ignore it because I'm not an attorney. I don't have Esquire after my name. So we've had
Mhm.
Josh, our chief counsel, send letters. In this case, Dillon more than notified them this was what was coming. but they just don't. It's like they think we're just going to go away. So when the case gets filed, we're trying something a little different in this case. It's difficult to get your legal fees back out of the person or out of the municipality in this case on these cases. So we're going after the money. We're actually going after the money this time, saying that that they were notified, they knew it was illegal, they refused to repeal, they refused to do the right thing, and the judge in Lehigh County. Um, she apparently agrees. It's the Honorable Melissa Pavlik, and she's a Lehigh County judge, and she left it open for us to file for a restitution for our legal fees. So we'll see how that goes next.
That's great. Yeah, because ultimately, if that's not recovered, it's a slap on the wrist. Hey, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You actually feel it though if there's some kind of fiduciary liability. So very cool. So where things stand now is we've won. They could appeal it, but we've not seen any indication of that. And if they appealed it, what would that look like, Jim?
Not yet, but they could appeal it to Commonwealth Court, where we've won these exact cases before. I mean, we've won these cases all the way up to the Supreme Court in Pennsylvania. So the ruling's not going to change. It's just a question of how much money it costs us to win it. So, the good news is if you live in Coplay Borough, if you drive through Coplay Borough, you don't have to worry about their discharge ordinance. They've actually been ordered by the court that they must repeal the ordinance. So, we got rid of that one, and you're back under the state statutes for what you can and cannot do. And that's a good thing for the citizens of Pennsylvania anytime we can get that victory.
Absolutely. And hopefully, this very, very quick podcast is just a glimpse into what we are working on across the Commonwealth as an organization, trying to stand up for the freedoms of people to keep and to bear arms and to use those arms for lawful purposes. It's something that's our passion and our work, and we're thankful for a victory. Always like putting one in the W column. So, Jim, anything else that you want to leave folks with on this one?
Many down, many to go. These cases can only happen with donations. I mean, our membership fees are not enough to sustain this type of legal activity. So litigation's expensive. So you'll see below you here our website domain. If you don't want to be a member of an organization, you don't want to be involved that way, you just want to donate a few dollars to help out with these cases, it would be much appreciated. We throw it right in our war chest. Everything we bring in goes to fighting for Pennsylvanians, and that's we're all volunteers here. There's no paid staff. So anything anybody throws in, we know goes into that fight. So we appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's 2apa.org. Again, see the bottom of your screen and check out the new website that is live and looks great. So if you haven't explored that, there'll continue to be updates, but definitely look at that and you can certainly donate to the legal war chest there. Jim, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about this very important victory for everybody in Pennsylvania, but especially those in Coplay tonight.
Thank you.